Geoff Bodine, and at the time when you started driving for Geoff Bodine, I mean he was like the Jeff Gordon of the '90s, the superstar of the sport. Geoff Bodine, Dale Earnhardt, man, that was a tough rivalry there, and at the time that you started driving for Jeff, man, that was a big deal, to
Oh,
have. That was amazing. Were y'all friends before? Did you get a phone call? How did all that come?
no, I think, he just, because I was also from the Northeast and, I ran the modifieds and stuff and we had met and I don't know, I passed, what it was is, we had a shop right there behind Charlotte Motor Speedway. And my neighbor was Alan Kowicki.
Oh, wow.
So I was there, when he won his championship. His he was an extremely smart guy, and he knew how to make a dollar go a long ways. And I used to see his equipment, and I was amazed. He would put different combinations together, but say I remember a transmission he had. It had 3 sets of ears instead of just a regular 4. It had 3 up one side, and so he had it because I guess he got a deal on a Bellhausen that had a different bolt pattern, so he could use that transmission with that engine, that Bellhausen, and then he could put it on another one. He could make things work, and what was inside the tranny was all great stuff. I mean, he was just so smart, that man. And I used to have actually some equipment that was a little better than his. His guys would walk across the parking lot like a bead roller. I had an electric bead roller. If you ever did any sheet metal work, you put beads in the sheet metal to make it stronger, and his guys would come walking over and just use my stuff. I just said, don't even ask, just come, it's right there, just use it. And I got to be pretty friendly with all his crew members. And they were just a regular bunch of guys, and everybody just worked hard and was friendly. And after Alan's, mishaps and his passing, Jeff ended up buying his building. So, we were neighbors and things got going, and we just sat down and talked. So he gave me a great opportunity. He was just a really good person. And it was just, again, being in the right place at the right time.
Well, I want to say, I've been doing this 24 years, and Geoff Bodine just doesn't walk over or have a meeting with you if you don't have any type of talent. So, you know what I mean? There was some talent. There was some talent and skill involved. You know what I mean? I don't believe.
Well, I mean, we probably see me around a little bit, but I mean, he gave me a great opportunity. He really, just the kind of guy he is, it just seemed that simple. And I was just amazed that, okay, Jeff, yeah, no problem. Yeah. I mean, I'll drive your truck for you. And, so he made a deal, and I mean, it just was kind of almost that simple, honestly. And I was really, at first I was a little in shock that, that he was that friendly and that good-hearted. Especially, from, you hear things and, this and that, and he was an unbelievable competitor, but what a nice guy outside the car, you know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. What a great story, man. You was right in the middle of it. Buddies with Alan Kowicki and his team, and man, you think of Alan Kowicki, Cup champion, team owner, and man, they're walking across the street to Dave's shop using his electric B roller and more on some other equipment. That's pretty cool. And then, under unfortunate circumstances and having Geoff Bodine buy the shop and all that. I mean, man, you was right in the middle of all of it. That's man, that is just a cool story. How long? Hey, Dave, I didn't even know you drove. I forgot that you drove for Geoff Bodine. But how long did you drive for Jeff?
I think it was the end of 95. I think it was very limited in 95.
Right.
And then 96 was QVC. 95 was Exide.
Right.
And then 96 was QVC, which was a whole year. And I think we lost a sponsorship 97, and I ended up driving Tom Glory's truck, the Ice House.
Yeah.
I also drove a Chevy for Ortho for a limited time. So, and I bounced around, and I get to run a few more races. I think we ran Texas. I'm trying to think how that worked out.
With Mike Skinner's team, right?
I'm trying to think exactly who that was, and it could have been. All I know is, well, you know, you kind of get a sore spot when you let go circumstances that you don't believe with your cause, you know. And then I'm saying that because I went to Texas and I ran that truck, and all I want to do is pass the truck that I had got let go from, which I did.
Did you do it?
Like, oh yeah, like he was tied to a pole. And then I remember going and testing. Also another thing that worked out, and you know, I'm not a revenge thing. Would just say, hey, you know, it wasn't me. Okay,
Absolutely, yeah.
You let go of the wrong guy.
Yeah,
so
they figured that out not too far.
Well,
yeah.
I went to Martinsville to test for Rick Corelli. No, Rich Bickle.
Right.
Rich Bickle. That was Die Hard. That was Dal Waltrip's truck team.
Yeah.
So they called me up to go test because I didn't have a ride. So I went and tested 2 days. That was a pleasure. His crew, the guys working on that truck. We had 2 trucks there, and what they did, they fixed everything I asked them to fix.
Wow.
And it was like, and they worked their butts off, let me tell you. But and that's when they started coming out with the Brembo brakes. You know, a lot of people started getting on the Brembo brakes.
Yeah,
remember them?
Absolutely.
Yeah. They were worth a tenth and a half at Martinsville.
And a tenth and a half.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Brakes, yeah. Good brakes.
Just the brakes.
Yeah.
I jumped in. Well, they had to put truck 1 and truck 2 because I got in the old truck, the truck without the Brembo brakes.
Right.
And we were running pretty good. So they wanted to make some shock adjustments. So that I got in the other truck and I went down to the corner and I stopped like 2 trucks early. I'm like, what the heck's this? And they're like, oh, that's got Brembos on it. So I'm like, no kidding. Okay, I like that. So, you know, I was always a late breaker. So I drove it on in there and it's like, all right, I think I like this. Well, they want to make some adjustments. So I was jumping from truck to truck. So I got in the original truck and I almost drove it into the wall. They're like, hey, that's not the truck with the Brembos on it. Like, oh, okay. So we had to put a number on the truck.
Yeah.
So I would know. And they kept saying, this one has the Brembos, that one doesn't.
Hey, race fans, if you enjoyed that clip, check out the full episode on YouTube and all podcast platforms.